Jesus H. Christ, what the hell's wrong with your dog? What do you mean what's wrong with him? There's nothing wrong with him. There's nothing wrong with him. He's just run across the street and tried to tear the arse out of my trousers. What do you mean there's nothing wrong with him? Didn't you hear him barking and snarling? Take your headphones off. Did you not hear him barking? Didn't you pay any attention to what the dog's doing? There's nothing wrong with him. It's you. You've probably spooked him. I haven't spooked him. I'm walking down the street. Oh, he doesn't like men with hats. He doesn't like men with hats. What sort of a lame excuse is that? Why don't you just shout him back? I can't. He's Greek. Greek? The dog's Greek. Yes. What do you mean? Is he just here or what? Have you got some Greek friends staying or what? No. He's from he's a hound from a pound. He's from outside Athens. When we were there on holiday, we fell in love with him. Right. So you thought, well, I'm sure many other people fall in love with him. Don't bring him back. What's the point of bringing some rabid ridgeback? It's a ridgeback, isn't it? What's cross? It's Rhodesian ridgeback and Dalmatian. It's just the hat you're wearing. It spooked him. It's that silly hat. It's not a silly hat. It looks like a black cat. It doesn't look anything like that. And also, I mean, it's that slouchy sloth way of laissez-faire walking you've got. It's not masculine, isn't it? He doesn't know what he's looking at, you see. He doesn't know, whether you're human or anything. I just don't believe what you're saying, Deborah. You're telling me that now it's my fault that the dog's run across to tear into me, and that I walk like some sloth on its two back legs with a strange gorilla gait. Is that what you're saying? Well, he doesn't know whether you're human or not. Look, it's pretty outrageous that your canine killer comes across to rip me to bits, and then it's my fault, and now you're telling me it's Greek, and you can't even speak to it. Well, I don't speak Greek. Do you? Well, of course I don't speak... It's not my dog. Has it got a name? Why didn't you shout its name? Well, that's the thing. We don't really know its real name. Well, what the name? I mean, he's 3 years old. What name it was? Well, surely it comes with the paperwork, isn't it? Well, you have got paperwork. Yes, it's got paperwork, but it's coming late. And well, to be honest, we want a brand new start. We've given it we've renamed it Skyly. What's that mean? Well, it means dog in Greek. Oh, right. So, well, you're just going to have to find its original name, because it's never going to answer to that. If it's been 3 years under another name, then you've got to find its original name. It'll never, ever, understand what you're talking about. And you might as well just say Mr. Dog in English. Is that what it means, dog in Greek? Yes. All right, well done for the original thought, eh? So, when's the paperwork? Well, it's coming in a few days or next week or something. Right. Well, I think you're going to have to sort of get a handle on speaking a little bit of Greek or something. Try and, can't you just get a phrase book and try out the few... I mean, the dog's vocab will only be 5 to 10 words. A normal dog's only got 5 to 10 commands that the thing can obey, surely. I mean, a parrot's got more of a vocab than these things. Surely, I mean, at the moment, I don't know why you've gone and got a hound. There's a hound from a pound. Anyway, they're always schizophrenic. You've got a loony on a lead here, basically. You might as well... It's like, it's like going and getting a nut job from an asylum and moving him in. And apart from that... Anyway, I'm not interested in whether... It's your hat. It's not. My hat doesn't look... I know it's black, but it doesn't look like a black cat on my head. It's not got ears on it or anything. No, but it spooks them. I don't care. Listen, you're going to have to get it trained or something, and or muzzled. I mean, you can't just have it ripping into people. And if you can, I know it sounds daft, but can it please rip into me on a day where I'm working? I don't want it ripping into me on a day... I don't want to spend A&E on my only day off. Okay? Try and get it to rip in and tear my flesh to bits, and I can have a tetanus on Tuesday when I'm, should be at work, okay? Try for Tuesday. Oh, you talk twaddle. Well, it's not as bad as saying I'm wearing a cat on my head, is it? Oh, Anyway, Tuesday. Good day. Deborah, thank you. Do you know, George, I can't believe it. Why, what's wrong? Don't tell me you're in a bad mood again, because I don't bring any negative vibes here. Listen, I've just had my neighbour there, you know, Deborah. They've imported a dog from Greece, yeah? Some hound from the pound. He's had a little rip at me this morning. Tells me it's my fault. Well, it might be. You've probably spooked it. No. She said my hat looks like a cat, as though I'm wearing a cap. You think I got a tail and a pair of ears on the thing? It's a black flat cap I'm wearing. It spooked it. Well, you might think it's a cat. Some dogs do. And you've got, I mean, really. And then she said, it's because I've got this. I don't know, she says I walk like some sort of slinky sloth or something with a lazy, laissez-faire attitude. Well, you do. And she, what, am I supposed to now man up and masculinise myself because the dogs, well, if they scent any sort of cowardice or fear, then they'll have a go at you, won't they? I mean, any animals like that, horse or anything. Right, I see. So it's my fault that they've bought a man-eating dog from some pound or something, or they've been gifted the thing, that speaks Greek, that nobody can. I mean, it's to shout at a dog and say stay is the ultimate word, isn't it? And this thing doesn't even understand stay. Yeah? So it's my fault. I see. So what do you suggest then? Well, man up. Well, why don't I just carry a chair and a whip, as it's, like a lion tamer? If it scents fear, it'll have a go. Right. So you don't fancy them just muzzling the mutt then, muzzling the damn thing. Just let it have a rip at me until I somehow grow a pair of bollocks or something. Well, you're as daft as Deborah. Listen, what in God's name are you wearing? Why are you wearing those? It's lycra. I know, I'm fully aware of it, but beige lycra shorts. What the hell? What's that? Well, I'm taking this with me. Wherever I go now, I'm taking this. What is it? It's a Brumpton, for Christ's sake. A Brumpton? Tea-liner. A tea-liner? Yeah, I've always fancied being a tea-liner. Well, it looks like some sort of toy tricycle that a child would ride. Why are the wheels so small, and why is the saddle looks as though it's a telescopic 6 feet high? What's that all about? That's how they are. It looks like a clown's unicycle. It looks as though you should start juggling or something. Oh, I knew you'd start ridiculing. It's just because the dog's bitten you. You don't have to bring your karma to me. I'm not bringing my karma, but I mean, you look totally gay. I mean, why have you got the shorts like lederhosen in tan khakis? You're emitting homosexuality, really. Why didn't you get them in black? And because your Maximus Glutimus is a bit too pear-shaped and big to be wearing that sort of thing, isn't it? Thanks for the old confidence crash, yeah. Let's have it. Just crash my confidence and dash it, Well, it's just you need to be in black. I see. Or loose fit. Right. Well, I've actually got them tight because I'm actually going to shrink myself down. Well, to me, this just gives visions of Hermann Goering, a Camp Krauter, springs to mind in Lighthouse. Remember, it's... Why didn't you just... If you're having a midlife crisis, why don't you just get a Harley or something? What are you going to... A tricycle. It's a Brompton. A T-liner. They're fortunes. Everybody's got them. Right. But... This is why this is why trains are late. Oh, don't start with this bull. Don't start. Don't start telling me it's my fault. Well, it's true though, isn't it? Everybody's trying to get that much on. They're trying to get pushbacks on there. Yachts, whatever they are, Brompton tricycles or whatever. Dog, chariots and disabled carts and... they've got ramps down at every station now, trying to get people. There's no wonder they're so late. They're just overweight. Oh, so they're late because we're all overweight. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Hundreds of tons of steel, and we're going to make the difference. You talk crap. Well, the Germans and the Japs, they wouldn't stand for this sort of thing. I mean, they lose about 2 minutes on an entire year's service. It's because we've got buggies, bikes, and God knows what. This is why the empire's failing. There is no empire. Well, why the country's going down the pan? It's not. And it's not. You've just got it in your mind now to be bad-tempered for the day because the dogs had a rip at your trousers. I'm serious. I mean, even Big Dave's got one of these, you know. Who's Big Dave? BFD. Big Fat Dave from Leeds. Christ, I didn't know he'd got one. I mean, he is a Brutosaurus wreck. He should be in a flotation tank or SeaWorld or something. He's monstrous. Not anymore. I mean, we used to look at him as though he needed 2 or 3 hearts to pump that sort of blood around the enormity of him. But you mean Dave the shoplifter? Yeah, yeah. I mean, there was a use for that weight then because, well, he was hardly inconspicuous, was he? But, well, that was a thing. I mean, he used to shadow his wife, that little Scottish thing. He used to, like a black thundercloud, he'd blot out all the cameras. And he'd sort of hove into view as a monstrous great storm cloud with all his padding on and everything, and plus he was 35 stone, and he'd actually she used to do the swag bag in front of him and not get caught, you see, because they weren't on camera. I see. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, swag bag and then back in the jag, as he used to say. Right. She was that dark little wizened thing that smoked constant with an evil temper. That's her. Phew, Dave. He needed parking sensors back and front. He used to walk straight into you, remember? And God, did he talk some twaddle. Well, he's on a Brompton too. He's now got a gastric band fitted. You wouldn't recognise him. Thin as hell and miserable, like her. Emaciated and absolutely dreadful. Right, well, that's probably the same way you're going. I mean, you've got the canine karma of a dog that now it's obviously jumped across from the Greek thing. But listen, these bikes are really for boffins and Boris's, aren't they? Boris's? Well, Boris Johnson had one, didn't he? He turned up at Downing Street, number 10, on one of these things. All the rest of the leaders were arriving in Lear jets and cars called the Beast, 10 tons of bulletproof glass and armoured steel, and Boris turned up on one of these things, a thing looking like Coco, a Greta convert. Bullshit. I'm telling you, he turned up on one of these, green dream queen. Oh, so that's what I'm looking, is it? I'm not being funny, but it does signal a little bit of a bisexual Brumpton. Oh, good, I see. So I'm the reason that obviously the British Empire's going down the pan. Well, remember, 1,000,000,000 bikes in Beijing? When they had 1,000,000,000 bikes, they were earning no dough. Now they're all running around in V8s. That's what we used to do. We've receded back to, bicycles. Our currency has gone the same way. Shrinkflation, the nation. I mean, the penny once used to be used as a weapon, used to sharpen it and throw it at a football match like a killing star of the kung fu. Oh, Christ, you talk shit. Well, look at the size of the shillings and the pennies now. If you threw them, they'd blow back in your face. They're like little plastic roulette kid sets, remember? The same weight. That signals to the entire world, same as that push bike, that we're finished. Oh, I mean, look, for God's sake, at the reflection in the window there. You've got socks, sandals, and lederhosen shorts. I mean, what does that say? This is a problem with stations and stuff. It's magnetic for nut jobs. So am I a nut job. I'm just saying, it seems to... Everybody goes a bit barking mad. I mean, they turn into... I remember last Friday, I do actually remember last Friday. But do you remember last Friday as to what you did and why? This is why I'm on this thing. What do you mean? This is why I've actually taken great steps and measures to not repeat what we keep doing on Friday, especially what we did on that Friday finish. Why? Why? Jesus Christ, you ended up, we ended up racing down the platform. Well, you were racing down the platform, racing Margot at one stage in one of these, scooter races that you'd organised, and you taking bets on it and betted everyone. Everyone's full of brew, and you were on Motability scooters. You were racing down platform 4 or 5, as I remember, at York Station, straight out the tap. Anyway, Margot, she's still, she's you know what happened to Margot, or have you? Why? What's happened to Margot? Mongrel Margot, you mean? Yes, Mad Dog Margot. The one with the mad dogs tied onto the thing. Yeah. You caught the 10:20. You were going down the platform with Margot. You jumped on one of the dogs jumped on, and the thing was still attached to her scooter. You were obviously didn't even know. You must have been sat down. She's got dragged down the platform, off the end of the platform at high speed. She'd broken a collarbone and a wrist. No. Yes, the bloody dog was in the thing with you. It was still on its long leash. Oh God, I wondered why I got a dog when I got home. I didn't know it was Margot's. I thought it was a stray. Well, where is the damn thing talking stray dogs? And I mean, you're talking about this goddamn Greek dog. What happened to the dog? Oh, I don't know. I think I must have left it when I got back to H Gate. See what I mean? This is how dangerous you are. You've got us racing down the platforms on this thing. You did the same in Thailand when we went on holiday. You weren't content until you'd taken control of a tuk-tuk. We both, remember, you paid the driver. We ended up both having a race in a tuk-tuk. I came off, skin, blood and whiskers all over, and 2 teeth cracked at that. Yeah, but... No, not yeah, but... I mean, do you realise what happened to me last Friday on the Friday finish? You don't, do you? You're so self-centred at times. You said to me, let's go to the Knaresborough tap, catch the 10:20, we'll do last orders and a bit of afterbird at the Knaresborough tap, going backtracking 1-2 steps. Oh, did I? Yes, you did. I ended up at the Knaresborough tap, or should I say I ended up going back to Knaresborough. I ended up in a shunting siding with the train. You know where they park them before they go to Leeds first thing in the morning? I ended up waking up on the train on Saturday morning. Or should I say the transport police woke me up and dropped me back at my gaff first thing in the morning. 6 a.m, I might add. Woke the memsahib up. Anyway, she's blown a top. This is where we are now. I am never, ever to go out on a Friday finish with you ever again. And I'm now got to get all this weight off. These side bellies that I've got here, it's all got to go. Oh, I knew there'd be something. So it's the memsahib that's done this. She's bought the bike, hasn't she? She's bought this goddamn ridiculous, what's it called? Brumpton. Sounds perverted, that, you know. Whether it sounds this or that, the rest of it, I'm on it now. I've got to get off in Wheaton, and she's going to meet me there, and we're cycling back from Wheaton every single day until I lose some weight and get some sense. And this is because of what you did. I don't know what's the matter with you. You know them scooters they're talking about, yeah? I mean, those 4x4 scooters, yeah? You see them on YouTube. They're doing 70 miles an hour now. This fat foodies on milk floats that are racing. The police have virtually got to stop them with stingers and drive them off with, and virtually give them a bulldog push at the back. A bulldog push? You know where they spin them, a pit bull spin thing. They've virtually got to spin those Motabilities to stop the damn things now. They're racing up and down everywhere. Yes, we know they're racing up and down everywhere because you had a race on platform 3 with the damn things. Friday. That's another thing. You'll be on camera with that. They'll want you. If they come to my address, I'm blobbing you in. Typical. That's all I expect from somebody like you. These guys, you don't realise. That's why they're all in leather and everything. You know the ones sat outside the York tap on the Motability scooters, puffing away on secret fags and da-dee-da and buzzing outside. They're actually from a chapter called the Wheelchair Warriors. Oh, Why do I listen to your bollocks? That's why they're all in leather clad and covered in tats and stuff. They're from their own chapter. Remember Problemo? He's the leader. He's El Capo of that chapter in York. He drag races his. That's how fast he is. He's drag race. Problemo. I never saw Problemo. No, he wasn't there last night. But Problemo is a leader. Balls. He's the leader. You went to skit. Didn't you go to school with him? Yeah. He was in the same house. He was a very key flux. A what? He was a key flux. He used to change gender constantly and spoke Klingon non-stop. He was key flux. No. What's key flux mean? Well, he was a musical, seemingly genius, but maestro. And anyway, he used to change gender with every key. No, he didn't, surely. How many keys are there? 48. So you're telling me then he had 48 gender changes with every key? We didn't try every single key, but I mean, standard joke was he was a D sharp demented and an F Fantasia. What was he? What was C? Oh, I don't know what was C or C. I don't know what C was. But I mean, he's dangerous now. Switchblade. He carries a comb switchblade. Yeah, but it's sharpened on the edge. It might be a comb, but it's a blade on the other side. He's sharpened the edge of it. He threatened to slash me. I'm threatening to slash you the way. Have you listened to what I've said to you? The police are probably looking for you on that last Friday night finish. I've been also given a caution and dropped off at 6 o'clock by the transport police. I now have a record because of you. Margot's lost a dog. She's in A&E. A scooter smashed to pieces. That's a write-off. Come on, those scooters, I mean, they write one off every year, don't they? No, they don't. Well, I think Problemo's in double figures on write-offs with his. Yeah, but he races his on YouTube. Not everybody's racing 4x4s at 70 miles an hour. Well, he carries a Glock, you know. He carries a Glock in his sock. He carries a Glock in his sock. You've just made that up. You want to stop doing that. You do these things. I suppose I'm going to be a bomb on a Brompton or something. No. But I mean, you can see where you don't realise. You know, looking at this guy's past. When I went to school, he was always dangerous. He's bound to be a terrorist on a tricycle, isn't he? At one stage, as soon as so, a bomb on a Brompton, a terrorist on a tricycle. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, but it's you talk utter garbage. Mark my words, before he checks out, he'll have done something. He was veering towards that before he left school. He was a tritone, devil-clawed, I don't know, terrorist. A tricycle terrorist, a tritone, no? He's a KKK. What? What's that stand for? He's a Ku Klux Klingon, that was it. You one day somebody's going to do you for defamation of character. You talk shit. And you've done my head in again. I don't know why I have anything to do. The only time you ever make sense is when we're actually on a flat-out Friday finish. That's when you make sense. During the day, I can't understand what you're talking about. And now the only thing I've got in my mind is that I'm some sort of, I don't know, Herman Goering Brompton brown shirt or something. Well, this is what's going to, you've just crushed my entire confidence, you. You don't realise what you... Oh, you've sent me cuckoo again. I'm going. But aren't we supposed to... I thought you were coming... I'm not. You've done me head in. I'm off. I'll see you later.